Okay, so as you can see these legs, what's good? My name is Calvin Valentine, the creator of Live to Make History, and we are going to go straight into a lower body split, adding the neck to it. So we're going to do a lower body stretch / mobility routine, but we're going to add the neck. The reason why I didn't add the neck in the upper body routine, because we tend to strain a lot in those lower body movements. Think of the squats, even deadlifts. A lot of people strain and injure, like get a neck pain or the back to sore. You know, oh, my back's hurting. It's actually your neck, because your neck is connected. So lower body and just a little bit of a neck stretch to really relieve the body. So I keep saying the aim is to minimize injuries. So you ready? Let's go! Ready? As I keep saying, let's make it happen. So, you don't even need any equipment, to be honest. Less is more sometimes. Just literally stretching out the legs before we go into leg activity. So, always shake it out. Same thing, dynamic stretching. You're not going to see my face. We're just going to see my body, because focusing just on the legs, lower half. So, quads, hamstrings, calves, the abductors or the hip area. There's hip muscles that are always tight. The abductors, the main reason why people fail in certain stuff like the squats, the deadlifts. It's your main point, so you need to be stretching. So shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. So once we shake it out, we're going to just stretch out the knees, the quads at the same time. So if you can, it's okay. If you can't, use assistance. So bring the legs up, hold assistance if you need to, and pull into that stretch. Breathe. So hold each stretch 2 or 3 seconds and release. The reason I'm holding this again for 2 or 3 seconds, because we're trying to warm up the body. So we're going to go straight into the opposite leg. So at the end of your workout, then you can hold it for a bit longer. So 2 or 3 seconds. Release. And release. Same thing. If it's too hard, use assistance. Or whatever you've got around you, it's fine. My legs already start to feel warm already because of actively moving, active movement. Always breathing through your nose and out through your mouth. Let's say I'm about to do a killer leg session. Stretch those quads and those knees. Your knees, make sure your knees are fully impacted. Stretch it out. So, straight to those hamstrings. I'm trying to take it to the lower so you kind of get the full perspective. Straight into those stubborn hamstrings. So, the muscles here, runs right down here, that's always tight. So, really good for the lower back as well. You're going to stretch it all the way down. All the way. See the hamstring muscles there? Call it a stretch. Bring it up, so one side. And again, we're going to sweep it down. Sweep. And up. Breathe. Sweep. Down. And up. Stretch out those hamstrings. Sweep. And up from the sides, you can kind of see the muscles in action. Sweep the hamstrings down and up. 2 more. All the way down and up. 1 more. And up. And we're shaking out. We're going to go straight into those abductors and adductors. So the in part here of the hips and the out parts always tight. So if you can, most people might not be able to do this because it might be too tight. Use assistance. Go as low as you can naturally go. I'll use an example. I'll use the belly example. So as you can see, I'm going to sit into it. So with my knees pointing outwards, so I'm putting less pressure on the knees. I want you to go to in. Just put your toes outwards. Toes pointing slightly outwards. As you can see, I'm going to sit into the stretch. Sit into it. It's really good to open up the hips. Good to open up the knees. If it's too hard, use assistance. Use the wall to hold you back. Keep that back straight, chest out, and hold it in place. I like to move with it. That's a mobility to it. So you really open up those hips. It's always tight. Lean from side 1 or 2 seconds. If you can't go with those, you can actually go over time. You get used to it. Show you from this side as well. So all the way down into that stretch. As you can see, I'm used to this. The side, just almost like you're dancing. Hey, one more way, one this. To make it even harder, I used to do this in my classes. Everyone used to like die because it's a harder routine, but I would never recommend if you can't do it. Pull the legs inwards. Push it away. You can really feel it on this outer part of the hips as well as the inner part of the hips. So in, I always do this before my squat session. Always do it. Really good. So in and out. Breathe. Breathe in through your nose. Breathe out through your mouth. Come up slowly. You can see those hairs really loose. It's really loose. So use the scissors again if you need to. Hips up. Really pull into that stretch. There we go. Away. Good. Open up those hips. Really open up those hips. See, actively with movement. And again. So making this video really simple, not adding all these technical, this is working hip movement, I'm pivotal here, I'm active recovery here, the sagittal plane, like you need to know that. Just the main purpose, you're trying to warm up the body before you train. For example, legs, shake it out again. And I always say, mimic the movement you're about to do. So let's say you're about to do squats, you'll mimic it. You do go from the side, warming up. Good form, shoot up, squeeze those glutes, hamstrings, quads, knees facing outwards to avoid shock. The shock absorbed when you're squatting will be escaped because your knees are pointing outwards. Most people are squatting forward like that. So the knees pointing forwards adds more pressure to your knees outwards. So again, mimicking the movements they're about to do. Squat, squat down, breathe, drive it up. You want to sit like a toilet seat, in and drive. Squeeze those glutes and you drive up and sit into it again. 3 to 5, it's okay. Drive it up, squeeze. Deadlifts the same thing, always do this. When I'm about to do deadlifts, I always do the same thing. So, imagine if there's a bar here, just mimic the movement. Chest out, sit. Sit into the movement. Most people might not be able to go this low because you find your hamstrings are very tight. Over time, that's why you must stretch, go all the way down. Over time, you squeeze up like you do the deadlift. Imagine, mind to muscle. Imitate it. All the way down. Up. Squeeze. Down. Up. Squeeze. Keeping it really simple. So we're not done yet. We're not done yet. Everything we're going to go in and out. So the calves as well. The calves and the feet. So as I think I always do the calves. So you want to bring the knees upwards. Sorry, not the knees. You want to bring the feet upwards. And you want to bring it all the way down. Exaggerate that movement. So as they call it scientifically, plantar flex the feet up, dorsal flex. We need to know that. I'm trying to make it as simple as possible for you. So up, down, just keeping it really simple. And now we're going to shake it all the way around. Can you hear that? Can you hear that click on my feet? Okay, listen to that. Just stretch now, just stretch now. Bones and ligaments, just stretch now. Less is more. Shake it out, stretch out leg. You know, fitness can be made so simple. Everything's so crazy online. You see all these things, you got to do that. You got to keep it really simple. Warm up your body before you go to the main event. Cool down effectively, you should be fine. Shake it out, shake it out. Remember, mind to muscle, those glutes are always tight. Get assistance. Use a chair. Use a gym bench. Use, for example, you can use painted weights if you wanted to. You can use the wall. So much stuff you can use to assist. So I'm gonna lean onto here, so I'm working those glutes. And those hamstrings as well, but I'm really lean into those glutes, the chest out back straight. As you can see, I'm going to lean into this glutes stretch. So lean, as you can see, chest out. I really feel it right here, those glutes. Lean down, pull into that stretch, come up. And again, lean down, pull into that stretch, really exaggerate that movement. Chest out, squeeze into it and up. And again. Squeeze all the way down and up. Switch legs. Let's go. Chest out, all the way down. Squeeze and up. Those glutes are always tight. Squeeze it all the way down and up. Keep it really simple. Squeeze it all the way down. Pull it to that stretch. If you're lucky and you do properly, you can get your back. You can get your rhomboids, and if you're not, you can get your there's your triceps involved as well, your neck, and relax. Relax. Shake it out. Shake it out. Shake the movement away. You can see our body's really warm. Kick it out. Jump it out. Shake it out. And of course, we're going to go straight into that neck stretch, of course, because why? Let's take this a bit higher up so you kind of get the full perspective. Full perspective. Let's sit on the chair so you kind of see it in full range. This is raw, this is live. I want you to see it for yourself. So, about to go to the next stretch. You're about to train in the gym. Neck's always tight because we hunch, we strain so much because most of us don't, do stuff correctly with good form. So, I'm not going to go too much detail of the neck and all these muscles because I'm here to just show you to warm up the neck. So just neck back, side, put that stretch to side, and about mobility twist to it, so side to side. Really exaggerate that movement, side to side. Less is more. I personally like to add more stuff to it, like squeeze my back at the same time, but don't worry about that. Just stretch out the neck, keeping these bits really simple. Down, hold it there. Any way you feel a pressure point, like for me is here, for example. I did deadlifts 2 days ago, this is a bit tight. I just hold it there a bit longer and really just mimic it, play around with it. Just really feel that stretch. Come all the way around. There we go, all the way around. Take it right there. Half of the clock, you go halfway down, but you exaggerate as you're coming down to really get that neck stretch. Pull in and all the way out on the other side. All the way down and on the other side, really bring it back. Always on our phones every time, so our neck becomes so tight, so really pull it to a stretch. And it's always in, side. Really stretching that neck. It's all connected to the back and the shoulders. Like one time I had a bit of shoulder pain here, and I had a pain of water running right up to here. It's because my neck is tight, the muscle's tight, it's all connected. You have one body, utilize it and use it correctly when you put into that stretch. I feel like a giraffe now because my neck just feels so long. You just feel loose. Now we're ready. If you want to go on a treadmill, go on a treadmill. Most people don't like going on treadmills and doing cardio or extra fibers for. That's fine. Find a way, but make sure you're moving for your main workout. Keep it really simple. Stretch out the quads, stretch out the hamstrings, stretch out the knees, stretch out the abductors. Those hips is always tight. The calves. Listen, I made it really simple. Of course, you can make it a bit longer, but I'm trying to keep it as simple and as specific for you to continue to elevate those gains. So, let's go out there and let's continue to live. Let's continue to live to make history. Why? Because you and I, we have one. Finish it. Live!